ya no soy. Y aunque me mires llorando, será mejor quedarme libre sin tu amor que aguantar otra traición. Te digo adiós, aunque me esté doliendo el alma.
Hey, welcome to Too Hard, Too Fast podcast, where I'm still the president of the procrastination, but only because they've put off election for another year. But that's besides the point. In this episode, we have Alicia C, a very talented musician who I know from high school. She does not know me from high school, but well, maybe I can jog a little bit of a memory. And I did not talk to anybody in high school. I was a weirdo, but she was a mariachi singer in high school. From what I remember her voice. And then we graduated, and obviously, we're gonna talk about it. But you have music out right now that we're gonna talk about, and you're actually working with the Shelly Lares, and that's super amazing. We're gonna get into how you got in contact with her and how you're working with her, but we're gonna go through like how you even got into music. I think your voice is amazing. It always has been a big voice, because I remember you from high school. But you know what? Let's sit back, buckle up. Let's go. Too hard, too fast. Hey.
Welcome to Too Hard, Too Fast.
Welcome back
to Too Hard,
Too Fast.
Anything that rolls downhill, man.
I mean, old habits die hard, right?
It's the podcast by the people, for the people.
Well, I'm going too hard, too fast.
We are double fisted on that ass.
Only here, too hard, too fast. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast. You're with me, Alicia C. No, I don't know what to say. You are here with me? What is that?
So welcome everyone to Too Hard, Too Fast podcast.
That's right. Where we go off the rails and George has to worry about it. So here we go.
For the podcast of the century.
Cheers.
Alicia.
He's not gonna let me live it down, y'all. I don't know who this guy is. Can I just do that?
I will. I promise to let go of it. I don't hold grudges for too long. But
that's how he reached out. He's like, I don't know if you remember me, but we went to school together. No, I don't.
That was. I wish you would. Yeah. You know what? I was a little nervous on how to send you the opening line, like how to get that hook. And I was like, as soon as I pressed send, I was like, dang it! I bet everybody does this. Everybody hits her up the same way. Hey, I remember you from high school.
So many people. Oh my god! No, I'm just kidding. No. Obviously, I went to Eagle Pass. It's my hometown. But when I turned 18 and graduated, and I've never been back. I go back to visit my best friend, who shall remain nameless
for legal reasons,
and her kids. But like even then, like I'm there for just a couple of hours, but I don't forget where I'm from and everything that it's taught me, especially the people that I met and the directors and teachers that were instrumental to why I'm at where I'm at today. Yeah, that.
Hey. I honestly, the only reason I go back to Eagle Pass is because of my parents. But other than that, I still claim it. I have a tattoo that says where I'm from. But it's not bad. It's actually very tastefully done. But I'm always
not sponsored.
Right?
I'm not sponsored, I swear.
Oh, that's okay. But I was actually born in Piedras Negras, was raised in Eagle Pass. So
hey, that's where my stepdad's from. My stepdad's
really?
from Piedras Negras. Yes.
Yeah. So that's where, like, don't send me back. I've already said that plenty of times. I'm legal now. But no, I'm always gonna have a really strong connection or appreciation of where I'm from, even if I don't go back because of whatever reasons. Like I don't Other than my parents, I don't have anything else going on over there.
I brought them with me, so.
Hey, nice.
No, I actually no. So I graduated, right, and then I went to Laredo to study at TAMU, but they realized too there's nothing like over there for us to stay, so they moved to San Antonio, and then I moved because I'm a Chichi baby, and I had to be close to my parents. We don't live together. This is my house. They live in their house.
Right. I don't live with my parents. My parents live with me.
You know what? We're getting to that stage though, where my mom just turned 70 last week, and so it's been simmering in my head a lot. Like, okay, maybe I should like get a bigger house with like the mother-in-law suite and que ya están viejitos.
Yeah, like something.
And I'm like,
where you have your house and then you have like
in the back.
yeah, like in the backyard.
With its own four walls and doors and some space.
And it doesn't show up on anybody's construction build. It seems like that house has 2 lots.
The square footage is not counted in this lot because we did not get any permits for the building of the backyard.
So in high school, I'm not gonna make it about me again, but in high school, I do remember your voice, and mostly for mariachis. You obviously stand out because of your voice and your talent. I think also it was the first time I saw a female mariachi lead singer. And yes, I was still in high school, but it still led an impression to where I just remember a lot of the mariachis everywhere. So quinceañeras, weddings, there was always a male lead mariachi. But you were the first I saw.
That is so crazy to hear, and it's beautiful to hear because I never thought I made an impact like that. I'm 17, 18. Well, I mean, from the age of 15 to 18 or 14, 18, I don't know, whatever, however many years I was in high school, freshman year to senior year, being in mariachi, you're just thinking, I'm just singing because I love it. People have told me I'm good at it. I can, hold the tune or whatever. But it's funny. Nobody ever remembers my name, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. I do take pride in the fact that, like, oh, well, you're the girl that used to sing in high school. Yes, that's me. You're the girl that was in the mariachi. You're the this, you're the that, whatever. But I never thought that it made an impression or that you saw that, yes, mariachi is predominantly a male-driven, like, musical group for the most part. And this is why women have tried so hard to have or not have tried, but have been successful at making the all-girl groups, because you don't see that as often. So what I love about what you said is that our directors and in Eagle Pass and in the school, there was no preconceived notion that that's the way it should have been. No, you have talent, you sing. I don't care if you're female or male, anything like that. So I didn't know that that's the impact that it made on you. And I hope that, maybe there's more out you. I personally, and I'm truly sorry. My brain is shit regardless, but that I don't remember, but it's so refreshing and so cool. And that's why I wanted to jump on here and do the podcast, because someone from years back remembers my voice, who a complete stranger, and saw me before what I'm doing today. So like, you had to see me grow up, and it's like, holy crap, she made it. I mean, it took me forever. Like, we're almost at my 20-year reunion, but it's okay.
Hey, it's okay.
But that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2 things from what you said. First, you keep driving that dagger a little bit more, and just reminding me that you don't remember.
Oh my God, I do remember
I took
you.
it out. Oh, okay. No, the other thing I was saying, maybe you made that joke's not gonna be funny anymore. I should have said that joke first. I was gonna say, maybe it made the impact because I was like, that ain't right. No, I'm just kidding. But that ain't. I should have used that first. Dang it. Anyways,
I retract everything I just said.
No, it did make it. It's an honest thing, and again, I'm just kidding. When I honestly do not care if you remember or don't remember me, but I think I might just give you grief for the joke. But honestly, don't feel bad. I'm not at all. Like I don't, but I do remember that. Like I do remember saying, "Oh, it's a female lead mariachi," and that's like the first time I've seen. And obviously in Eagle Pass and Piedras Negras, everywhere there's mariachis everywhere. Like at first, I felt like I couldn't step inside any restaurant without seeing a mariachi for a long time.
Hey, it's not a bad thing because that's
It's
the
not bad.
one video.
I didn't say it was a
That's
bad
the
thing. I'm just
one
saying.
video. That's the one video on my TikTok that freaking went viral. It has like 1.5 million views, and I'm literally at a restaurant singing "La Reina del Rey," and it just out of nowhere. And it's hilarious. I will always, 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 always appreciate a mariachi that's in a restaurant, and I will always pay. Y'all are getting expensive though, because I remember it was like $5 and $10. Now it's $20 a song.
I know.
And you didn't even sing; it was me.
Well, no, I didn't mean it like in a negative way. Like I know, I think in certain places or certain people, it is like, oh, mariachis.
I love it,
but
I will never hate on it.
But I didn't mean it in that negative way. I just meant it like I saw it so much, but I never saw a female lead singer. Again, to that. So I that's super cool. So after high school, so you moved away. You said right after. I think that was everybody's dream is, get out of Eagle Pass as fast as possible. And I, for some reason, I have this feeling that, especially anybody from 05 to 2010, but for some reason, the class of 05, and from what I remember and from what I've seen, it looks like everybody had the dream to leave, but be big in something and whatever they want to do.
We scattered like someone switched the lights on to a house that's infested in roaches. We all took off.
They ain't coming back.
Yeah, your select few that did stay behind, but it's okay. Eagle Pass wouldn't be Eagle Pass if you didn't have people that stay behind.
Yeah, no, and I'm not talking mess. I sounded like you were talking mess, but no, it wasn't me. No, I just meant like anybody, even if they didn't leave, like they wanted to do something big for themselves.
Yeah, our class has a whole bunch of people that have really done something with it. I mean, my best friend, like I mentioned, she lives over there, so she gets to fill me in. But we have, there's I can't drop any names, but
you can if they're trying to do something big.
Alicia C, who has changed the LGBT scene in Eagle Pass. It was non-existent when I was there. Like it was taboo. It was just like, oh my God, whatever. And nobody, and the fact that she tells me, we have a pride now. There's a community, there's a committee, like, and everything. And that is small town living, small town thinking. Like you never thought that would happen. And it makes me so proud that finally there's someone that's making a change, not just for the community, but for a different community, if that makes sense. A community within the community to make people feel safe. Because obviously, I'm part of the LGBT family, and I'm very, very proud of who I am and who I'm with, and I'm not afraid or ashamed of it. And he just made Eagle Pass a lot safer for me to walk around with my partner, and I really appreciate that. And I'm like, oh, that is your 20-year reunion story. Like, what did you do with your life? That's
pretty
perfect story.
Pretty cool. I mean, a small town mindset is always what I remember from, or one of the first things I say, like, here, if you're gonna come visit, this is what's going on. But it is nice to see, or I haven't witnessed it myself, but honestly, when I go to Eagle Pass, I just stay home. So, but it's cool that there is something like that going on, and I hate to be that guy, but when I left college, one of my two closest friends, like they're probably like the closest friends, or the only
Soul Ross or what?
Still want to stick. What's that? What's
Soul
that?
Ross, okay.
Nombre.
Harvard on the Hill. You went to Harvard on the Hill.
Is that what it is? No. I left.
You're not from Eagle Pass if you do not know how to say. If you do not know that Harvard on the Hill was Soul Ross.
It is. I forgot about it. I didn't even think about it.
Okay. You forgot about them, the way I forgot about you. Okay, got it.
Gacho. But I didn't. Gigach. I didn't go. I left as soon as I could. But in college, I was saying my two friends, one of them was openly gay, and right off the bat, and the other one later on came out, and they've been on the podcast, and so it's okay for me to say this, but they were really the two guys to show me like what was not okay and what was like still not okay, but it's okay for them to make fun of me for. But I don't know if that makes sense.
Duh.
Like,
I know what you're saying. Yeah, of course, duh.
But but it really opened up my mind to those things, I don't even know.
That says a lot. That says a lot about you, which is awesome. That you are open and minded enough, and you are very accepting because you love your friends, and you want to make sure that obviously you don't offend your friends, and that you also defend your friends, because we go through a lot of things in public, and if you didn't have that support system like allies, like you, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. Just imagine your friends are out and they're, because you're like, oh, I don't know, I can't associate with that. They get their asses kicked or whatever because of some closed-minded person. Because you are open to receiving that information and that knowledge, you're like, you make them that much safer, which is awesome. Oh, I love you that much. I love the rainbow too. It's just because we're friends.
Oh, now it's gonna make me look like I did it on purpose. But the problem is that's always there.
No, I've seen it. I've seen your podcast. I'm like, oh, look, it's got a little rainbow.
My son drew it, but we have drawn attention to it when my friends do come on. We do like a gay pride episode, and they always come on just to make fun of me. And
it's gay pride here every day.
They're my closest friends, and we've had a group chat. Did you hear that? The chat instead of chat. We have a group chat where we.
How come when the knife it's sharp, but then we say chicken? Why? I don't get it.
I don't know.
You don't get it either.
Because I'm sitting on the chair, but make sure you share some of that chicken. But anyways, and like I said, I don't want to seem like I'm. What's that?
Talking about you? Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah. I feel like yes, it's not about you, George. It's about the guest. Anyway, so let's go a little bit to your music. Since we kind of opened up this kind of worms that I was trying to kind of maneuver through and did a very poor job with I probably edited some of it out. But so I wanted to ask this to Shelly too. But again, like I told you off air, that I was a little starstruck with her and kind of nervous to ask her certain things. Yeah. I wanted to ask her, like, because a lot of her music, especially I guess back in the 90s and when it was taboo, or I don't know if that's the right choice, but it wasn't talked about, somebody's sexuality, especially if you're famous. If you're famous, definitely not talked about. But anyway, so listening to your music, I noticed like there's no like masculine or feminine word. I don't know, what's the word? Like nothing that identifies like a he or a she in the music.
Correct. So that was something that I made certain of or mentioned when I was talking to Shelly about the direction that I wanted the EP to go in and stuff, is that I wanted to make sure that anybody can relate to the music, no matter what, without having to change the lyric from he, she, her, him, they, them. I don't know. So it's always like in the first person type thing. You're singing to the person, you did this to me, you are who I, stuff like that. Because it makes it easier. And because I said from day one, I'm never going to sing about a boy. Sorry. It's not going to happen. Figure it out. No. And it's gotten so much easier to write like that. The only time I would obviously is if I'm singing a song about a situation, like I don't know, just hypothetically, see if there's a storyline, like I want to write a song about my parents and how they met. She met him here, like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kind of like that.
No, that makes sense. And while you were explaining that, I thought about, well, even other singers that are female, once they start singing about a boy, I almost kind of check out because it's not like, it's a girl singing about a boy, so I don't have that relation. So that makes perfect sense. That anybody can take the music and feel the words and feel like a relation.
Anybody could put it full volume in the car and sing it off the top of the lungs without feeling guilty.
And I really did with the one Ven. Ven is such a fun song.
The cumbia tropical.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. That's a funny story. So I'm half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, right? And when I told Shelly that, Shelly's like, "What? Like, why don't we tap into this? You know, how do we?" And I love the vallenato sound. And so my dad, who's from Piedras Negras, he used to be in Las Estrellas de Piedras Negras, Los Sistemáticos, JLB, and so he used to be a percussionist there. So that's where I got all of those. I remember on Sunday, I don't know if, I mean, you know, La Placita, right where the bridge is at, where I don't know if they still do it, but every Sunday the viejitos would go and dance.
Yeah.
Something. So my dad used to play up there in the little I want to say it's a kiosk, gazebo, and everybody would dance, and my grandparents used to dance, and I remember that, and I remember those sounds, and then mom used to sing. So that's how Ben came about. And I love it. It's so much fun. The music video's out there. My parents are in it. And I wanted to make sure that the song was a complete contradiction from the video. The video has nothing to do with the song. Because the song can be interpreted two ways, right? It could be either interpreted like you're flirting and you're, whatever, or you're trying to get them back. It just depends. So I didn't want that typical storyline. So I wanted to kind of give an Easter egg type thing video with how I was raised, the kind of food I grew up, the house I was raised in, and to show everyone like I am raza, like I'm just regular,
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Like you're brown as fuck and we love it.
Yes.
So for the people that don't know, Ven, it translates to. Translates to. Okay, I was gonna say come, but then that's why I was like, okay, that's gonna sound weird. But
in the gutter.
Hey, this is where this is too hard, too fast. This is where we live. Is in the gutter.
You should have been like the is it Scorpion? Get over here from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Which that's the way I took it, because you said you can be interpreted different ways. I took it like come back to me. But it's also like a fun song where it's like upbeat and you're kind of just jamming out to it.
But that first dun, 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 boom. It's like my brother called this is a Levántate de la Mesa song. Like if you're like saying you're on the mesa, that's a Levántate de la Mesa song. Like, let's go dance.
Is it like you're on top of the table? Levántate.
No, levántate de la mesa. No, súbete a la mesa.
Or it could be levántate a la mesa. All right, we're getting in the weeds of it, but it's a good song. Is what I'm trying to say, Alicia.
And everybody
it's a great song, actually. And yes, the video is fun. Like, and yeah, I guess I never even thought about that. Like, I did not pay attention. I was too busy jamming to it, and like you're having fun, spinning, everything, and hanging out with your friends. I didn't even think about that. It had nothing to do with the song itself, other than just having fun. So your new song that's out that just came out February 17th, that one definitely showcases your big voice.
I appreciate
Te Digo Adios. I say goodbye. So for those people that are not Spanish speaking.
Spanish translations to English are they're so literal that it just makes it sound that's not. Te digo adios.
If you know, you know. Y si no sabes, pues ni modo. But that one, like, and hopefully, at the end, you kind of sing a little bit for us. Maybe that song. I don't know. We'll see. It might be a little surprise. But that really showcases your big voice that I remember from high school, even though you don't remember me. I remember that big voice. No, and there's a certain part where it just, I think like the I don't know what, I'm not really musically inclined, but I guess it would be the chorus part that
Yes.
really just elevates your voice. I think anybody, just instant fan, anybody that listens to that.
That's kind of what's been Shelly's goal is I've always been told that I should only sing mariachi. Mariachi's, my voice is very traditional and that should what I should stick to, and that loud is the best or whatever. But she's the one that said like not unique, but loud and powerful isn't always the best all the time. You don't have to be so loud all the time. And it's because I'm used to it, because we used to perform without microphones. We used to have, so I had to project. So this song and the rest of the songs in the EP are teaching me how to sing softly, but still command the attention from people. Then is probably one of, I freaked out when I got it. I had never sang so fast in my life. It wasn't, so I'm like, I can't even get the words right. Like, I can't. And she's like, you got it, you're fine. Digo Adios starts off very softly, and then I go up in the chorus, and then it ends super tiny. And so it's dynamic. There's other songs on the EP. I have a bachata that's on it. I've never sang bachata before, and in true form, I hated it. I was super excited about bachata because I love bachata. Then I heard myself go over it one time, and I was like, oh, I sound terrible. This is idiot. Why did I even think of this? Whatever. But my partner and Shelly, like, give it some time, like, learn it, and then you can, maneuver however you want and make it yours. And sure enough, it was because I hadn't had it memorized yet, so I was reading it. So it sounded like I was reading, and so now it's a fun song. I'm so excited about it. Then there's another one that means a lot. It's called No he de olvidarte. And that one was Shelly's song when she was, I think, 12. And she never sang it. But when we met, she told me, I have this song that I think you would sound great in. And that one is probably the coolest song. She takes me from the lowest of my register all the way to the tippy top of my register throughout the song. So it's just climbing all the way to the end. And it ends like, imagine Juan Gabriel, Hasta que te conocí, with the orchestra, the band, a mariachi. And that's how it ends. All of it. And then just, it's so exciting. I can't wait for the EP to come out.
When does it?
We're shooting for the spring. I have a showcase, not a showcase. My partner, Black Sheep Creation, is producing or putting on a production. And it'll be April 26th in time for Fiesta. So if all of y'all come to San Antonio, it is an unofficial event. April 26th at the Joe Long Theater. Tickets go on sale March 1st. Let me tell you, we have Angel Jimenez, who is on Tengo Talento, Mucho Talento.
Wow.
She's opening up the scene. We have Annika, who's also part of the Shellshock Records team. If you haven't heard her, you got to make sure to hear her. Oyeme is her new single that just came out. El Gallo Des from California, he just dropped his new single, also part of the Shellshock team. And then myself, and we're going to be accompanied by the Shelly Lares band, Mariachi Campanas de America, and La 45, and it's all musically directed by Miss Shelly Lares.
Dang. And I think somewhere there I heard a personal invitation. So yes, I do accept.
Of course. I will send you the Ticketmaster link on March 1st.
Perfect. So how do you memorize music? As you said, like, it took you a while to memorize. Like, does it take you a while? Is there a process that you go through, or is it just constant?
It's just singing it over and over. Kind of like the way when you like a song, you just play it over and over and over. Obviously, you get the hook first in your head, and those are the lyrics you learn first, and then you continue. Like I've said it right now, I am not a songwriter. I have never been able to write a song. The one time I tried, it sounded like a terrible nursery rhyme, and so I just cannot. And so obviously when you receive songs from other people, you have the person that wrote it, then you have your dummy track, which is some person that sings it, and then you have to make it your own. So it's really, really hard to not get demoitis and try to sing exactly like the person that's just on the dummy track. But the memorizing of the words is just going over on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. Probably if I start early in the morning, by the end of the night, I already have it. Unless it's a very tricky song. This one, Te Digo Adios, though, Shelly calls us or called me. We're in bed at like 1 or 2 in the morning. And she's like, I just sent you a song. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, go listen. The song is like 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, right? And I'm like, okay. From the text message, literally to the next one, it's 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Like she waited. She's like, okay, now she heard it. And I'm like, oh crap, we have to go hear it. Mind you, she just sent me the track. There was no lyrics, there's no nothing. I said yes. I fell in love with it the minute, the beginning. And I'm like, oh, it's got the accordion, it's got the mariachi, it's got like the Cristiano type sound. And I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do it, yes. And when the lyrics came, I learned it fast. I have my very first single, Después de Todo, that's also on all social media or digital platforms and YouTube.
Top of the charts.
That one, what you hear is the first and only take I've ever done for the song.
Oh wow, okay.
It was one through, and the producer was like, "You're done."
Pero hoy te dejo ir para nunca más pensar en ti.
Te digo adios. I almost had that happen again, but I messed up the word traición the first time, and she's like, "I do it again." I'm like, "No." It's because in the way I explained, my tongue got stuck behind my teeth, and I couldn't get the O out, and so it sounded like traición. It was terrible.
That's right.
But
I have the same issue all the time when I'm talking.
But it was so much fun. It is a beautifully written song, and we're actually shooting the music video for it this weekend, so it'll premiere shortly after that.
Once it's all done, like once you put your music out there, or actually before you even start putting your music out there and you start listening to the song, does it mess with your head, like hearing your voice?
I try not to listen to it as often as I can't say this is for everyone, but for me, I hate the sound of my own voice, which is why I say drops are the devil. Like there's radio stations, can you send me a drop for this? And of course I'll do it because, you know, they're the number one supporters. They're the ones that are keeping your music alive, but I don't listen to them when I send them. I record it and send. I don't want to hear it. I'm like, no, because I don't sound like my speaking voice and my singing voice are completely different. I
think that's a normal thing. Like everybody hates the sound of their voice.
Is that what I sound like? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's different.
You are your worst critic. Oh, yeah. So I've nitpicked every single song. Oh my God, that's flat. Oh my God, that's sharp. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's terrible. And then as I'm saying this, the person's like, you sound amazing. What are you talking about? And I'm like, I can hear it, or in my head I can, but it doesn't exist. It's just, you are always just want to be better, and you just nitpick at everything.
Yeah.
Just about you. That's pretty much what it is.
I can imagine that they play the song for you, like your producer that's working on like they're listening to it and they have to tell you what's wrong or what's good and what you can fix. Do they show that to you, or do you just, just tell you, fix this?
No, yeah. We go back, listen to it. Your intonation. Okay. Open your mouth. Okay. You need to be in key. Okay. Don't say it this way. Say it this way. Add more, Shelly means business when we're in the studio. There's no, joking around, anything, time is money. And so you have better put in the work prior to getting there so that we can get it done. I took a very hard lesson and learned that the hard way, because I was not prepared the very first time I went to the studio with her, and she sent me home.
Oh, for real? What happened?
I mean, she didn't say like, get the fuck out of here. No, get the hell out of here. She didn't say that. But she was like, okay, well, we're not going to drop any more vocals. If you want, you can stay here and listen to as we're working on the music, but we're not going to do it. And I'm like, what? She's like, you need to practice a little more. I'm like, I've never been to the principal's office. I've never gotten in trouble. And that really lit a fire into my ass. Like that we ended up going back to the studio, and I laid 3 songs down, because I said I was not going to go home with, like, I was not going to get sent home. So 3 of them are obviously done, and then we're working on 3 more. And then, so the EP will have 6 songs, which will be the songs that I will showcase at our production. And then My first single, Después de Todo, the second one, Ven, and this one, Te Digo Adios, will be all performed live together for the first time at Fanfare. Come for Fanfare. I have 4 days to get out there. It's the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. And I will be performing 2 times on the 18th and 2 times on the 19th.
Okay, so when you're on stage, obviously you've been singing or presenting or performing in front of people. Is it any different performing for people you don't know, like your fans, but you don't really know them, versus singing for a bunch of high school students that you probably still don't know, but you know some of them are your friends, or you're going to see them every day in class? Like, is there a difference to that feeling?
I want to say no. I get nervous either way. It doesn't matter who I'm singing to. But it's easier to sing to family. And I've done it obviously a million times for any barbecue or reunion or just, you know, a cookout that we're just hanging out in the backyard. It's easier to sing to family. When it becomes a large group of people, especially with people you don't know or people you haven't seen in a long time, it gets nerve-wracking. We're doing artist development. I'm still trying to get better at talking while I'm on stage, because I know what I'm supposed to say, and then I just go blank when I'm on stage. And my partner makes fun of me, and she said, "We're gonna hold signs in the back that says, 'What's your name?' Like, what song is this?" Because I'm like, thank you and goodbye. I mean, I'm Alicia C. Bye. And then I'm one of them. I just ran off the stage, just
Without saying anything.
And so hopefully Fanfare is gonna be like the true tale whether or not I remember everything that I'm supposed to say. But yes, it's gotten easier. Interviewing, you should have seen. You are lucky that we are a year in, and I know how to. Now I can talk to people, because before I was just staring at the camera like.
I'm glad you're carrying the conversation, because I will definitely sometimes just stare at the camera and. But the beauty thing about this is I have an editing part to it, so nobody gets to see when I mess up.
Perfect all the time.
Right. I have the small little connection that I have to performing on stage is that I have, and I do like to put myself out there like as an MC or you know, just talk on the mic in front of people. I do feel like I feed off of it. But the thing that happens to me, and it happens to every intro. Like I in my head, I think I introed you 100 times in my head from the drive home. And as I'm setting things up, I go over my joke that I'm going to say. I go over who I'm introducing, what I'm going to introduce about the person. And then it comes to it, and I'm feeding off from what I can see from like in this case, you on screen. And then I start adding to it, or I start messing up. And I'm like, all that, I had a perfect intro and I messed it up. And it's the thing.
I should be practicing. I write a few notes down here and there, but I don't know what it is. It just goes blank. It's happened to where I forget, or as soon as I'm getting or walking up the steps to go onto the stage, that all of a sudden I forgot all the words to all the songs.
Oh.
And I'm just like, well. So one time I wrote them on my hand, just the first line, like to go into it. Then I remember, but I don't know why. I'm not afraid to be on stage because I've been doing it for so long. Once I start singing, it doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter. But then I have to talk, and it's like, you know. So, and then with mariachi, you really didn't have to speak in high school. You know, you had the directors that would introduce the next song, or, you know, just keep going. So that's one thing that y'all listening, directors out there, future directors, please teach your kids artist development and showmanship so we can learn how to see people.
I think it's definitely something you learn on stage, because the more I've gotten on stage, the more I feel comfortable, and I, you know, feel like I don't have that need to, like, let's add something else that I haven't practiced, you know, or I do, but I won't fumble with it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just practice. And I think you don't really get that unless you're actually thrown into it.
I will get better. I will get better. You just wait.
I feel like you probably, like you said, you are your own worst critic. So I'm sure you're fine. Nobody that's on there watching you has probably noticed that you're messing up, other than abruptly walking off stage. But she sings pretty.
She's pretty.
She has a great heart. But no, but yeah, it's always an interesting thing to me to see how musicians, singers, kind of work the mic, because I've seen some of them that try to make it like a comedy act, and it's like, no,
I'm not. I'm not funny. I mean, I think I'm funny, but I'm not funny. Like, what? I laugh at my own jokes all the time. And my partner, she's like, "You're weird." I know.
I think it has to be one of those, like, learning the audience for sure. You know,
and sometimes it's tough. I'm like, oh, tough crowd.
Oh, especially when jokes. Shut up and sing.
Now, when I go TikTok live, that's what they're like. Like when I'm talking and telling them to go download my song, or they're like, "Are you gonna sing?" I'm like, "Man."
Oh, they get rowdy. I like watching some TikTok concerts. They're fun, and the comments are fun too. They're entertaining.
A lot of people have a problem with my hair, and they're like, "Why do you do that to your hair?" or something like that. And I'm like, I have the best solution for you about my hair. What? And then my moderator blocks them, and they can't see me anymore.
Well, speaking of hair, this was actually going to be the first podcast of the year of the new season that I was going to go capless, but I messed up my hair. So yeah, so well, here it is. It's a little capless, but
oh my gosh, I think I recognize you. Huh? No lie, without the cap.
Really? You just don't. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. I had just forgotten about the pain.
With the other two, and because we had to wear uniform. Well, no, we didn't. But did you used to wear your shirt tucked in?
No, I was too fat to do that.
Never mind. Had you, but I guess not.
The what? Well, maybe. I mean, unless they made me tuck it in, I wasn't tucking it in. That was the worst thing to do in high school in any part of the school, especially middle school and high school, to make a person that's, chubs have to tuck in their shirt. It's like, come on, man, I'm trying to fit in. And now they know that come on, man. And they make you wear a belt too.
No, they want to know what. Dang it, now they know I have a Dunlap.
What's a Dunlap?
Dunlapped over my pants.
Dang. But to this day, I even to like fancy things, I'll find a way to not tuck my shirt in and not wear a belt. Thanks to middle school and high school.
He's all trauma.
Even at my even at my skinniest and my fittest, I was like, nope, won't do it. I'll buy like the medium shirt to show off my, the curves, but I will not tuck it in. Marafaras.
I refuse.
Let me get off this because now I'm emotionally triggered. So, okay, I think I don't want to take too much of your time, so I'm gonna end the podcast with that final question that we ask for your Too Hard Too Fast story. But before we get into that, where can people find your music?
So my music is available on all digital platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Deezer. Napster still exists. I'm on there. You can find me on YouTube. My social media handle is the exact same everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. It's at Alicia C Oficial with one F, because it's in Spanish. So please follow me there. Also, call into all of your radio stations and request Digo Adios. They should have them available. If they don't, you can message me. You can message Shelly. You can message my promoter, Rap Rosie. We will get the song out there to the station. But yes, and guys, support local artists. Starbucks is like $5 for a cup. to rent a movie on Amazon Prime, it's like $5. My song is 99 cents, for crying out loud, on iTunes. Please go out and purchase it, and if not, just stream it and create videos, tag me, everything. Te digo adios.
Te digo adios. I'm a fan. Be a fan forever. You're part of the Too Hard Too Fast family, whether you like it or not.
Yay!
You're part of it, and I will be a fan forever, regardless if you remember me or not. I'm gonna let it go. Yeah, se me fue. Mira, just like this. Gone.
Why are you bringing up old shit?
I might bring it up a little bit.
That's in the past. Like,
but fair enough. I do appreciate your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate you.
But now I think it's time for your Too Hard Too Fast story. A story where a drunk funny story, a cautionary tale, or words of wisdom, whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
I don't think I have any, maybe, but it might not be that funny. I don't know what birthday it was.
If it's not funny, we'll be the judge of it.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what birthday, like I'm literally drawing a blank. I don't know what birthday it was.
For legal rights, we can say you were 21 or older.
Yeah. Oh, this way later. I was taken home and I was so wasty pants that I fell asleep on the gate trying to unlock the padlock on the chain. And they took pictures. And that's me, like I'm colgada over the gate trying to reach when it's one of those chain link gates, so I could stick my hands through the hole to unlock the lock. Yeah. And I just decided to go and así me quedé hanging over. But that's like probably the worst thing I've done. Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm pretty sure there's a picture of me where I'm hanging on a gate too. One of my friends has it, and I hope it doesn't come out.
There's a worse one, but I'm not telling anyone that. I'm never. Yeah, I'll pay your tickets.
Hey, we take it to the grave. Maybe you'll tell it on stage. People have to buy the tickets to find out.
But yeah, no, that's words of wisdom. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you're from, what you look like, what you weigh, what your nationality or sexual orientation is. If you have a dream, go follow it and don't let anyone tell you you can't.
I appreciate those words of wisdom, and I feel like you threw in the weight comment just for me. I feel personally, ahí tú sabes. I'm kidding, Alicia. I'm kidding.
I just triggered. I was told for a very long time, all the time, like, oh well, if you want to be this, if you want to be a singer, if you wanted this, you need to drop at least 15, 20 pounds. And I'm like, let's go get a burger.
Hey, hell yeah.
Nobody's going to tell me what I'm supposed to weigh.
Nobody tell me what to do.
Only I tell myself what I'm supposed to weigh as I'm looking at the pictures going, que gorda.
Hey, diet starts tomorrow, but we're the king of procrastination. President.
Hey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've just gone too hard, too fast with Alicia C. Now, we've kind of been teasing it all this time. I've had a great time. This conversation was amazing. I know she probably still doesn't remember me from high school, but I'm not holding a grudge. It's okay. But you know what? I think she's going to treat us with her music. Alicia, please explain what you're going to sing for us, and then go ahead and do your thing.
So on Friday, February 17th, this past Friday, I released my latest single, Te Digo Adios, produced and written by my Shelly Lares, my producer at Shellshock Records 3, and Jose Rosario. And so I figured I should just sing, the chorus for the latest song, since, it's out, and obviously I want everyone to hear. It's my favorite song on the EP, so I just love it. But if I break your speakers, I am so sorry.
Tu tonta ya no soy, y aunque me mires llorando, será mejor quedarme libre sin tu amor que aguantar otra traición. Te digo adiós, aunque me esté doliendo el alma, aún te amo muchachos. That's it. That's it.
That's awesome. Alicia, that was amazing. Again, I am a fan 100%. I also went to high school with you. Sorry, I'm not going to bring that up again. Mostly because I need to tell you that, you know, your voice did cut off a little bit, but that's the program's fault, not your fault. But it works out perfect. Everybody needs to go check you out because your voice is a big voice and it's amazing. Anyways, I just thank you for your time. You're always welcome back on as long as you want to be back on. I promise that next time I will be less weird about the high school. But
I really appreciate your time and thank you for messaging me and inviting me. This was fun.
no, of course. And then remember, dare to be you, dare to be weird. Bye. All right, say that was weird. But
Bye.
Está loco.